Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Morning, kids. Okay, welcome to my class. My name is Muhammad Khairunnas. Okay, today we are going to talk about the Pythagorean Theorem. So, what is Pythagorean Theorem? Okay, the main thing that you need to know is that the Pythagorean Theorem describes an important geometric relationship between the sides of a right triangle. We are gonna learn what that relationship is in just a minute. Okay. Let's see. So we have a special menu today. We're gonna talk about the discover of the Pythagorean theorem. So we have a basic concept of the Pythagorean theorem. The third, we have the example problems, and I also have a gifts and souvenirs for you guys. Okay. So make sure you watch this video until the end. Okay. Okay, for the first thing that we have to discuss is the discoverer of the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so who is the man behind this theorem? We're gonna take a look, and here's it. He is Pythagoras from Samos, Greece. He was born at 570 before Christ. Samos is the name of island that Mr. Pythagoras was born about 2.5 thousand years ago. It's been a long time. Okay, let's go to the basic concept of the Pythagorean theorem. I'm sorry, it will be 2, but it's text 3. Okay. So anyway, the main thing that you need to know is that the Pythagorean theorem describes an important geometric relationship between the three sides of a right angle. Okay, we're gonna learn what that relationship is in just a minute. A minute? Okay. See? Okay, but before we learn about the Pythagorean theorem, there are several things that you will to know before you can truly understand about the Pythagorean theorem or use it to solve problems. First of all, to understand the Pythagorean theorem, you need to know about the angles, okay, and triangles, of course, and also need to know a little bit about exponents and square roots. So if the topics are new to you, be sure to learn about those topics first. Okay. Second, even though the Pythagorean theorem is about geometry, you will need to know some basic algebra to actually use it. Specifically, you will need to know about variables and how to solve basic algebraic equations that involve exponents. Alright, let's go to the main topic. The theorem can be started in several different ways, but the most simple way to describe this theorem is on a right triangle. The sum of the squares of the perpendicular sides is the square of the hypotenuse. Okay. For a right triangle with legs A and B and hypotenuse C. Can you see that? Okay. A square plus B square equals C square. As you can see, the Pythagorean theorem doesn't apply to all triangle. It only applies to right triangle. This is the right triangle. Okay. As you know, the right triangle always includes one right angle that's usually marked with the square. Right angle symbol. This is the mark. Okay. Did you get it? To have you identified, and you need to know which angle is the right angle because it helps you to identify an important side of the triangle called the hypotenuse. What is hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is the longest side of a right triangle, and it's always the side that's opposite of the right angle. So this is the right angle. The side that opposite the right angle is this side. So C side is the hypotenuse. Sorry. So in order to use the Pythagorean theorem, you need to be able to identify the hypotenuse because that's what the variable C stands for in the theorem. C is the length of the hypotenuse side, and the other side is the leg of a right triangle and represent as A and B in theorem. So this is the theorem. So we got A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Okay, now that we know that the various parts of the Pythagorean theorem, let's think about what the relationship or equation A squared plus B squared equals C squared. That's really telling us. It's telling us that if we take the length of two legs, side A and B, and square them, which is mean multiplying them by themselves. A squared is A times A and B squared is B times B. And then if we add those two squares together, they will equal the square of the hypotenuse sides, which would be C squared or C times C. So that may sound a little confusing at first. Alright, let's go to the example one. So this is a right triangle. Side A is 3 centimeters, side B is 4 centimeters, and side C is, we don't know, it's still unknown. So our objective is to find the value of C sides. So according to the theorem, this one, so we got A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Got it? So that we know that A is 3 centimeter, B is 4 centimeter, and C we don't know. Okay, if it is A squared, which is mean A times A, it will be 3 squared plus 4 squared equals C squared. So 3 times 3, it will be 9. 4 times 4, it will be 16. And 9 plus 16 is 25. 25 equal with C squared. So if you want to know what is the value of C, we should to put square root on both sides. So we get square root of 25 equals square root of C squared. 5 equals C. So the value of C is 5 centimeters. So it will be called the 3, 4, 5 centimeters. Very easy, isn't it? Alright guys, I have something for you. When you feel some material of my class is very hard to learn or very hard to understand, maybe you can use these tips. First, close your eyes and then talk to your brain like this. Dear my brain, I trust you. I know you can do it. I know you can do it for me. And please make me can do the same thing that you can do. Okay, did you get it? Alright, let's continue. This is the first example. Did you get? Okay, let's go to another example. We got the similar triangle, but with different length of sides. So we get A is unknown. We don't know what is the value of A, and B we have 12 centimeters. C is 13 centimeters. Now let's try to find what is the how length of the A sides. Let's see. From the theorem we got A squared plus B squared equals C squared. According to the theorem, if you want to find A value, we should to use the first formula. A equals square root C squared minus B squared. So we got A squared equals C squared minus B squared. It doesn't matter if you want to put the square root in the beginning or in the end. The result will be the same. It's a problem. Doesn't matter. So we know that the C is 13 centimeters and B is 12 centimeters. Now we're going to substitute the value to the formula. We got A squared equals 13 squared minus 12 squared. 13 square, which is mean 13 times 13 equals 199. 12 square, which is mean 12 times 12 equals 144. So a square will be equal to 169 minus 144. So the a square is 25. If you want to, okay, same like previous example, if you want to know what is the value of a, we should to put the square root is, we should to put the square root but on both sides. Okay, now we get square root of a square and square root of 25. So a equals 5. So this is the 5, 12, and 13 triangle. Still easy, right? You just have to exchange the formula for, yeah, the previous example is C. The previous example is a plus b, I mean a square plus b square equals c square, but and the second example is a square is equal with c square minus b square. Then you just have to use, it's very easy to do, right? Okay, now let's go to another example. Okay, the third example. Now we should to find the c, okay, the value of c, okay, just like the first example, but we will find it different with this example. Let's see. We have a right triangle which has 6 centimeters on A and 7 centimeters on B. So we should to find the C. Okay, similar like the previous example, according to the theorem, we got a square plus b square equals c square. You know that a is 6 centimeters, b is 7 centimeters, and c, we don't know. That's fine. Okay, now we got 6 square plus 7 square equals c square. 6 square, which is mean 6 times 6, plus 7 square, which is mean 7 times 7 equals c square. 6 times 6 is 36, and 7 times 7 is 49 equals c square. So 36 plus 49 is 85. 85 is equal with the c square. Same like previous example, if you want to know how long the c sides, we should to put square root on both sides. We get square root of 85 equals square root of c square. So c is equal with the square root of 85. It doesn't matter if you want to just put the value with the square root for the final, because 85 is not a perfect square, so we cannot find the integer to represent square root of 85. So, but if you want to search the final result with the calculator, you will get the decimal. Okay, decimal. Okay, and I think it's very simple to do, right? Just three. I think it's very simple to do, right? It doesn't take a long time to finish the example thing, and yeah, well, we already arrived on the okay, due to the time limit, we should to say goodbye. But before we say goodbye, I have a gift or the souvenir on you. But I don't want to tell you what is the gift or souvenir on my class in this video. Okay, I'll give you the gifts on the next video. Okay, maybe just 3 or 5 gifts for you. Okay, before I say goodbye, I want to tell you the conclusion of this class. Okay, so the conclusion is the Pythagorean theorem is only applied to right triangle. Okay, Pythagorean theorem sounds the sum of the square of the perpendicular sides is the square of the hypotenuse. Okay, and the last conclusion is you can use this theorem to solve many problems. For example, surface area, height of the building, etc. So many things that you can solve with this theorem. Okay, I hope this video is useful for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe this channel, and don't forget to share this video if you think this is very useful to share. Okay. I'm sorry if I had so many mistakes when I tell you the theorem. Okay, I think that's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Stay healthy, stay cool, stay smart also. Don't forget. Bye.